Nobody needs to do this alone. We need people. We can sit behind a mic and we can talk to a computer screen or a camera, but at the end of the day, we need that feedback. We need that interaction, and we need people, you guys. So make it a priority to find your podcasting tribe, your community, and you're going to see your podcast skills and your journey is going to be way more enjoyable and rewarding. If you are a female Christian entrepreneur or life coach, you need a podcast. And if you have a podcast, you need a podcast coach. Finding a supportive and empowering community is key to podcaster success. Through my holistic approach as a trained life coach and my experience in the podcast industry since 2016, I want to encourage you weekly through answering your podcasting questions. I'm cheering for you, and your voice matters. Hello and welcome to Holistic Podcasting. I'm your host, your podcast coach, Kristin Chadwick, and today we're going to be discussing how to find a podcasting community because it's real important. And as podcasting continues to grow and expand, it's going to be essential for you to find a supportive community that can help you learn, grow, and promote your show. So as always, I want to give a shout out to another fantastic listener, and here we go. This review is on Apple, and it is a 5-star. It says, one of my favorite podcasts. I have loved listening to Holistic Podcasting. Kristin is easy to listen to and always brings so much value each week. It's been helpful as I've started my own podcast, and I definitely recommend it to anyone who has or wants to start a podcast. So thank you so much for sending in that review. Guys, we're up in our game. Our ratings are getting up there. We're getting those reviews. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so very much. Now, as we talk about finding a podcasting community, I'm going to give you some ideas to go out there and be proactive. As with anything, I've done a number of shows over the years talking about creating community, friendships, and I can tell you one thing is that it takes you being vulnerable and brave and taking that first step. So I want to just put that out there for you. So remember, you've got to take that risk and move forward. Even I continue to grow in this area where I have to keep growing. I have to keep putting myself in a supportive community that continues to push me to be a better podcaster. And that is my hope and my prayer for you as I give some suggestions. Now, all of these, you don't have to do every single one. These are just ideas, okay? So my first one is utilize social media. Find a Facebook group. That's one of my favorite places to find a Facebook group that is in alignment with what you do as a podcaster. So it could be a coaching community. It could be a female entrepreneur. Maybe you're a female entrepreneur needing to find support for your business and your podcast. I know a big popular one is Boss Moms. Check that one out. I've done a ton of helpful things for myself in my own business, asking questions in there. And I know that a lot of people have really found Boss Moms to be very helpful. If you wanted something more faith-based and you find that you want to really hone in on just podcasting, I'm going to shout out my own Facebook group because I got it and it's my show. And I really want you to be a part of our Facebook community. So you can go to Holistic Podcasting inside of there. I love to give you an opportunity to share your episodes, to ask for guests. I love to put in articles that I'm reading or episodes that I'm listening to that are helpful for you in this podcasting journey. If you want a little bit of a different flavor than myself or maybe another female, maybe you want more of a male side of point of view, I encourage you to go check out Dave Jackson's School of Podcasting Facebook group. Another one would be She Podcast with Elsie Escobar. They are two ladies that are amazing, doing amazing things with encouraging women to use their voices. They have great podcasts and community as well. And I would say that all of these groups are going to be filled with experienced podcasters, beginner podcasters all over the board. And everyone is happy to share their knowledge and their experience. You can ask questions, you can network with other podcasters, and I know for me, you can even collaborate with people on projects that you're working on. I wanted to share something with you that this actually was really helpful for me during 2020 when I was just starting out my own personal podcast. And I joined a group. You guys might know her, Stephanie Gass. She's amazing. She is doing so much amazing kingdom work for podcasters too. We're similar, but we're different. And inside of her group, I met a group of other women who were starting their podcasts as well. Now, I had already had, a good 4 years under my belt of being a podcast producer, but I never was a host on a show. And these women that I was grouped with, somehow we all got connected on Facebook Messenger. And what was beautiful was that we held each other accountable, and it eventually turned into us creating more of a dynamic conversation on our own podcast through inviting each other into our worlds. So what we ended up doing was we started episodes called Moms in the Middle, and we would plug those into our everyday podcasts. Every one of us would share that, and it would actually lead to exposure for all of us in each other's worlds, in each other's podcasts. Now, we no longer do that, and yet we are still a part of each other's world. I still keep up with them. I'm on their newsletters. I'm following them on Facebook. I love hearing what they're doing lately, and one is a good friend of mine. So don't underestimate the power of connections through a Facebook group and social media. Another great way to find a podcasting community is to attend podcast conferences. These conferences are typically held in major cities, like Podfest was in Orlando. It's coming to Denver in August, which is going to be great. And it's for podcasters of all experience levels. You can attend workshops, you can attend different panels depending on what track you want to do, and you can also meet and network with other podcasters. Another one of my favorite podcast conferences, which I'm super excited, is Spark Media Ignite Conference, which is going to be in Texas in September, and this is what I'm excited about. I get to speak on stage at Spark Media, and I'm so stoked. That has been a long time dream of mine to speak at a conference, at a podcast conference, and so I do get the opportunity to go to that one. That one is specifically for Christian podcasters and creators, so if that is your jam, check it out. I'm going to put a link down below for all of these things so you can easily find it, and I would love to see you there. Let's connect in Texas in September. It's literally the day after my birthday, so I'm super stoked about that. All right, another way to find a podcasting community is to start a podcast local meetup. And what I mean by that is coordinating. Maybe you don't have to do it. Maybe there already is one available. I know in Denver, there's a podcast meetup. I just started one. Maybe you want to be the brave one. Like I said at the very beginning of this podcast, is to put yourself out there. So I just started one here in Colorado Springs, and my hope is to pull together these podcasters to learn and grow and collaborate together. I know that many, many podcasters started in 2020, and we've all been holed up in our home offices, and we've loved having these virtual meetings, especially us introverts. But it's time to branch out. It's time to meet some real life humans. And I want to share a story of what happened at our first gathering. that we had here in Colorado Springs. It was a little humble gathering of 3 podcasters and a friend and myself who came to the first one. So there was 5 of us. And even in this group of 5, there was magic that happened. There was a value that happened, and it wouldn't have happened without us getting together and asking those questions. I brought a fellow podcaster who had walked through the boot camp with me, and she got so much value from another fellow coach and podcaster who really asked her some important questions about her launch. And she was able to commit and to find that motivation to move forward with her launch date. And as of today, she has launched her podcast. And that is the power of community supporting one another. Sometimes we get in our own way and we need somebody else in real life to spur us on. There's comfort behind the screen, right? We can get away with a lot more meeting virtually versus in person. So this one has been a stretch for me, especially because I am a homebody. I love being home. I love being with my dog. I love being available for my kids. And all of those are great things, but we got to push ourselves to get a little bit out of our comfort zone and meet people out in the real world. All right. Another option is to dig into your hosting platform. So if you have Libsyn, Buzzsprout, Anchor, each of these have their own communities, and you can connect with other podcasters who use your same platform. I know personally Libsyn more than any other one, and I know Libsyn does trainings. Every now and then they'll pull together like this is a how-to, and you can actually meet with other podcasters during that training and connect with them. You can interact with them. You can offer support. You can get support. So don't forget to take advantage of that. Another option is to find a podcast membership to be a part of. And I'm going to plug again, Holistic Podcasting. We have a monthly membership where you pay $70 and it will include a training for the month. It will include 90 minutes of group coaching and Voxer access to me and our community all month long. And the value of having that consistent accountability to improve your podcasting skills is immeasurable. I know for me personally, podcasting memberships has really put my skin in the game to learn more and to go deeper in my skill as a podcaster. And every month in my own holistic podcasting membership, I know that my members express their gratitude every month for the support of the community of each other with groupthink, the group coaching, the invaluable training that is brought to the table every month, and just the pure accountability and camaraderie together. All right, another one, which is similar to the membership, is finding a podcast course to join and meet with other podcasters going after the same goal. Now, this is a little bit different than the membership. So if you're wanting to grow specifically in growing your podcast, then find a podcast course that is going to go specifically in that direction. If you're wanting to create revenue and learn about ads and sponsorship, then find a podcast course that's going to help you with that process. Of course, I recommend a course that's actually going to be meeting live on a Zoom versus one that you go through on your own, because I'd say, 7 out of 10 times, unless you are a very determined person, most people don't complete courses that are online that are not meeting weekly on a Zoom call. So find a course that you want to not only learn and expand and grow in your skill of a podcasting host, but also that you want to be in that community to expand how you think. I immediately thought of Adam Shabley's membership podcasting business school, the download growth school. I took that about a year ago. It was really helpful. The fact that I was in a Zoom room with other podcasters who had different ways of going about doing things, it really encouraged me to look at things from a different point of view and to maybe try on different ideas. And that's helpful. Now, I have to plug my own podcasting course, of course, which is a podcast growth course, which is really tailored to the people that sign up. And we have a weekly group coaching call where we are going to really hone in on your podcast to grow you and monetize you in the way that you are envisioning. So there's that podcast growth course, or if you know somebody who's wanting to start a podcast, we have that course too. All right. So overall, you have to be proactive. If you're a podcaster looking to find a supportive community, it's your time. It's your responsibility to take action. Don't wait for the community to find you. I want you to go out and actively seek it. There are so many opportunities. You can look on LinkedIn, Facebook. I mean, there's all sorts, Telegraph, all of those things. Attend those podcasting conferences and events to meet other podcasters. Learn from those experienced industry professionals and join hosting platform communities to connect with other podcasters who are using the same platform as you. And don't forget the value of really honing in on social media and meeting people in person and online. Because by finding that podcasting community, you're going to have access to way more wealth of knowledge, support, and networking opportunities than if you're going at this alone. Nobody needs to do this alone. We need people. We can sit behind a mic and we can talk to a computer screen or a camera, but at the end of the day, we need that feedback, we need that interaction, and we need people, you guys. So make it a priority to find your podcasting tribe, your community, and you're going to see your podcast skills and your journey is going to be way more enjoyable and rewarding. So take action today. I want you to start building your podcast community, and you never know, your next co-host or collaboration or business opportunity or breakthrough moment, it could be just around the corner. So find that podcast community. It's going to be essential in your podcasting success. And again, find a group, attend those conferences, join the hosting platforms, use social media, and you're going to learn, grow, and promote your show to a wider audience. And that's what matters. Thanks for listening to this episode. I would love if this was helpful for you, then leave a review and we will see you next time. And I'm going to post all of the links that I mentioned prior to this down below in the show notes. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Thanks for listening today, you guys. Hey, before you go, this summer, we are going to offer you a chance to join in to our next round of boot camps. There are two. One is for the brand new podcaster. You don't have a podcast yet, but you are wanting to launch a podcast by the end of 2023. Our Podcast Bootcamp From Idea to Launch is an 8-week group coaching course for you who is ready to take that step and make that dream a reality. And our second podcast bootcamp is our podcast growth and monetization. This is a chance for my current podcasters out there that are wanting to up level and continue to grow and expand and monetize your business with your podcast. This is another 8-week program where we are going to be group coaching with you week by week and having that accountability to up-level your podcast. So come and join me. The link's down below. We start August 1st, so make sure you sign up by the end of July.